Welcome back, everybody. This is Fantasy Football 201, an advice show on my channel for fantasy football. So I'm doing another mock draft in this one. So I am going to be drafting from the 8th position in a PPR league. So first, mostly the point of this video is I'm showing you how to do mock draft. I'm also leaving this video as a open floor for you to ask your questions, and I will start answering them as you prep for the season. So as this draft is going on, I just kind of want to talk through some of the generic strategies and goals that I have for the season as we go along. So that way you can kind of get an idea of what you want to check out on my channel. So we'll start, the draft is rolling here. They took Dalvin Cook, Derrick Henry, Christian McCaffrey, Alvin Kamara, Saquon. So I'm probably going to be in the position where I could either get Nick Chubb, Tyreek Hill, or Davonte Adams. Yeah, so I'm going to go with Davonte Adams here. Personally, I think Davonte Adams is an excellent floor pick. I could go Zeke Elliott, but I just have questions that he's going to actually replicate the same value again. So I'm going Davonte. But yeah, so basically what I'm going to do this week is I'm going to make a wide receiver video. I'm going to try to see if I can get it in tomorrow. If I do not get it in tomorrow, then I will have it done by Wednesday. So keep an eye out for that. That's one of my goals that I want to do. I also want to do a video that talks about draft mistakes, because drafts are basically going on over the next 2 weeks now that the preseason is over and you're getting ready to start the season. So it's back around to me. Travis Kelce, Zeke Elliott, Tyreek Hill, Aaron Jones, DeAndre Hopkins, Stephon Diggs, Austin Eckler. So I've got a couple options here. I could go DK Metcalf, or I could pick up another running back of value. Personally, I like Najee Harris the most of the running backs left. It's between him and Joe Mixon, but I personally like Najee Harris a little bit more in terms of his upside in that offense. So I'm going to him. But yeah, I will be going through different draft strategies and things like that in terms of like the mistakes that I see people doing. So I will do that over basically the next like week and change before we get ready for the regular season. But then the week after next, I want to start focusing on week 1 and what you can do to prep yourself for week 1, because there's going to be some trades that could be beneficial for you to make. I will talk about guys to potentially consider for that at the beginning of the week. And then I will basically do a question-answer mailbag. So if you have some questions that you have of me in terms of who you want to start or sit, ask me on the channel. So real quick, though, it's back around to me to the 3rd round. So basically now I'm in I'm drafting 8th. It's 8th pick, 3rd round. I've got the choice between DeAndre Swift, Allen Robinson, Mike Evans, Chris Carson, and they've also got Kyler Murray up there. I am personally in this situation gonna go with Allen Robinson. Think he's got some good upside as a receiver. And I'm in a position where I feel comfortable with having Davonte Adams and Najee Harris, having an elite RB1 and elite wide receiver 1. I can grab another receiver. I was hoping I could get Lamar Jackson with the next pick, but he was taken. I've talked about this before, but I don't really like reaching for some guys like quarterbacks up to Lamar Jackson at that point. I'd rather just sit back and wait, and then you will probably get a pretty good option for you at running back or receiver later on. So it's back around to me. And I will probably lock in another solid receiver with this pick. The highest running back left is Darrell Henderson, but I have skeptical opinions about him. So more than likely I'm going to end up going with another receiver here, which I don't necessarily dislike that. Receivers can have definitely a lot of value for you for sure. So let's see. I'm going to go with CeeDee Lamb. I think he's got a lot of upside here. I was basically picking between Godwin, Kupp, Woods, etc., but I think that Lamb has a lot of upside, and I like that. But basically, as the season goes along, what I was getting at is what I want to do is I want to have so the games will happen Sunday, and then Monday into Tuesday, I will be doing stock up, stock down. So basically, players that I would trade for that week, players that I would consider trading away, guys to pick up on waivers that would be good versus guys to pick up on waivers that are traps. So basically, what I'm kind of do is like a trick or trap type thing instead of like a trick or treat. Or actually, that doesn't make any sense. It would be like treat or trick. Or some I don't know. I gotta think of like something like creative to do. But basically, there's waiver pickups that are bad and ones that are good. So I'll help walk you through that week by week. That'll generally be earlier in the week, like on a Tuesday, for example. Back around to me. I need to get a running back this time, more than likely, or take a quarterback. And James Robinson is here. I'm gonna go with James Robinson. But yeah. So, anyway, yeah, the early part of the week is going to be focused on getting some of those, like, focused on the week, stock up, stock down, who to trade, because that's ultimately where you can make your money is on these moves where you can trade for people, get some solid value on guys like that who could really help you out in that category. So that's going to be one of my big focus areas as we go through each week. Leading up to it. So now it's back around to me again. I've got a couple options that I could do. I could go quarterback here, but basically it's picking Aaron Rodgers early, which I don't really want to do that. It's probably more than likely a time to continue to stock up on running back depth. At this point, I've got Mike Davis, Chase Edmonds, Raheem Mostert, Melvin Gordon, Leonard Fournette, Ronald Jones, and then Trey Sermon is there. I personally would go Chase Edmonds here. I think Chase Edmonds has a better hold of the backfield than James Conner in Arizona. I think he's going to have more opportunity, especially in PPR. Yeah. So, but then what I want to do is towards the end of the week is make another video where I just do a mailbag of questions. So if you comment on my videos, then I will bring you up in the show for your ability to just put your question out there. I will answer it for you, give you my opinion of what I would do. And if you continue to show your support, then maybe I'll shout you out in other ways as well, because I want to try to make this so that I can help you guys with your season. That's really a big reason why I'm trying to take the time into doing this, because I want to help you guys be successful in fantasy football. So it is back around to me. A lot of quarterbacks got taken, so now I've got tight end options at this point that are relatively limited at this point. It's Dallas Goedert, Mike Gesicki. I personally would rather just wait, see if you can get like Tyler Higbee later on. Wide receivers, nothing really stands out right here. Running backs, good ones that I like around this range. Trey Sermon. I'm going to go with Trey Sermon this pick. Very scattered draft. I'm going between this and my advice video, but basically the point is that this is a show that if you want to comment on it, I will take the time to answer your questions. I only have about 99 subscribers right now, so if you ask a question, then chances are I will probably be able to get around to helping you. And if you could ask it in a setting that you're okay with me putting up on the video, then I will do that too, because I kind of want to go in depth in this in order to try to help those of you that are interested in checking out my videos. So yeah, stay tuned for that. Let me know if you do have other things that you would like me to do too in terms of ways to get you guys involved. So it's kind of starting to fall a little bit in terms of like I might need to start getting a QB soon. There's ones that I like that are coming up that could be available, like Jalen Hurts, but I don't like Jalen Hurts to go 8th round. Some other players that are around this range of interest. There's not really a lot in terms of receiver, or in terms of like tight end receivers that really stand out. Personally, what I'm probably going to try to do is just take another running back, take Michael Carter, get more running back depth. I've got a lot of early running back depth that I think will give me some good value, and then my goal is to probably pick up some other guys in stream, see what happens with Jalen Hurts. If not, I would get him in this next pick. But yeah, so I mean that's my goal on this channel. I hope that this video is at least somewhat informative, so you can kind of see basically what I'm going for on this. If you do have stuff that you're interested in checking out, just let me know it, or topics you'd like me to cover, and I'll do my best to try to go over it for you. Taking Jalen Hurts here as a fade pick to just kind of get my last QB in. Good running value there. Little high, but there's a lot of quarterbacks kind of being taken, so I think Jalen Hurts 9th round is not bad considering the landscape at this moment. And then sure enough, waiting for me right here, Tyler Higbee, exactly what I wanted as well. So the draft is going according to plan. I will continue to stock running back depth and see if I can get some solid receivers late. Some ones that I do like that you can get late are Michael Pittman is one that you can get relatively late. It looks like he's basically going to be the wide receiver 1 on Indianapolis with a pretty significant margin over other guys, because T.Y. Hilton is currently dealing with injuries. They don't really have any other receivers there that are really showing signs of being elite. Other ones that are very interesting as well are Darnell Mooney in Chicago, Laviska Shenault, although he's kind of getting a little bit higher in the range that you would probably have to take him. But nonetheless, there are some really good ones too. Russell Gage is another one that I really like that you can get relatively late in drafts as well. That's the player that I'm taking here. Because he's basically got a number 2 wide receiver opportunity in Atlanta for a relatively cheap value. Amon-Ra St. Brown is another guy like that who's very well could be Detroit's number 1 wide receiver, especially they just cut Brashad Perriman. So they are kind of signaling that they're going the direction of looking at more younger players as opposed to the typical projection of taking a bunch of. You have a lot of veterans, then you have more confidence in them. But if you have the younger players, then it shows you that you're looking to move on from guys that just simply aren't going to give you any production. This pick for me is going to be Tony Pollard. He's another good running back that you could take late because of his value as a handcuff to Zeke, and especially if Zeke shows signs of being shaky like he did last year, then Tony Pollard could get some splits. It'll be interesting to see how that whole thing works out, but Tony Pollard is a very valuable chip to have, considering he has shown productivity and he's in a high-octane offense if anything happens to Zeke Elliott. And it's back to me. This draft is flying along as I thought it would. Another one that's really good, I haven't talked about him too much, is Marquez Callaway. Especially if Michael Thomas is going to be out. He has shown some signs of having some very good chemistry with Jameis Winston. That is definitely encouraging for sure. This pick for me is going to be Alexander Madison. And then I'm hoping that I get Amon-Ra St. Brown or Marquez Callaway in these next picks. Cole Beasley, Rashad Bateman. Feel pretty good about this because somebody took 2 kickers in the span. Nice. So I'm going to go Amon-Ra St. Brown. If you had to pick between those two, I like St. Brown because I think that he's simply going to have the better opportunity in terms of being a more clear number 1. Callaway could fall as far as 3rd on his pecking order respectively because of the when Traquan Smith gets healthy or when Michael Thomas gets healthy as well. So Amon-Ra St. Brown I would pick out of those two, but those are both very good late round sleepers to take. Yeah, let me know what you think of what you want me to do on this show, certain topics that you like me to go over. Basically, as I kind of talked about, what I'm going to be doing is beginning of the week will be stock up, stock down, looking at players to pick up for that week, and then later on it will be a mailbag. Just being realistic, I personally am not going to be able to make videos every day like some other platforms, but I hope that my platform at least can be more responsive in terms of your questions. And I think that hopefully can help benefit you to at least get some your questions answered. You can kind of see the perspective of a fan instead of somebody who's a talking head who may not necessarily always give good values. My strategies are also very analytical and very, I'd say, different than a lot of other people. So if you're interested in a different perspective, I would definitely recommend checking out my videos too. But yeah, I hope you enjoy this content and let me know what you think about it. So that pretty much concludes my draft. I was able to get Radre Stevenson at the end. I think he is another good sleeper to take for New England. I've talked about him quite a bit. And then I'm taking the Dolphins defense last. And I've been doing in formats where you don't need a kicker, I just don't draft a kicker because you can just pick them up on waivers. So, but anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. And once again, if you're interested in more content, please consider commenting, or subscribing. And comment your questions below, and I will try to answer them as best I can. All right. Thank you, guys. I'll see you next time.